Hey guys, it's Ashley and Sebastian. Yes, say hi. And in today's video, it is going to be about how I found that I was pregnant. So it started on December 8th of 2017. My mom and my stepdad had asked me to babysit. There's my sister Lauren, so I go to pick her up from Link City, and this is about 6, 7 maybe. So we're like, okay, well, I had picked up my boyfriend Christian. He wasn't supposed to, the plan was he wasn't supposed to be there, but I was driving, I picked him up anyways. So then we were like, okay, let's go. I had my grandma and I had my sister, Lexi. And so we got Lauren, Christian, we were like, okay, well, let's go look at the lights in Dickinson. So we go look at the lights. Well, we were over there, but there was no parking space. Like, we would have to park in the gas station across the street. And I was like, I really don't want to get towed. So we didn't go. So then we're like, okay, so what movies are out to go at this time to go watch? And the movie was Coco. You want to be in the movie? Yeah. And so the movie was Coco. We went to go watch that, and it was about 11 maybe. 11:30. So I go drop my sister and my grandma off in Galveston, and then I had to take my sister Lauren back. So it was about that time, going on midnight. So we go on 61st Street. If you're from Galveston, you know that intersection underneath the bridge, like to get on the highway. So right there. So when you're coming off the highway, you know there's only one lane to go straight, the other two are to turn right. So the lady I had gotten a wreck with, she went straight in the second lane. The second lane is to turn right. So my light was green, and so I'm going the speed limit, thankfully, and I'm going to get on the highway. Sorry. And so as I go, I seen this lady from my peripheral. I knew that something wasn't right. I seen a car coming. So as I go, I start stepping on my brakes. Well, I didn't step on them hard enough and soon enough. So I ended up running into the lady from her side of the car. And so we had a guy, she ran the red light, we had a witness. He literally waited for the cops to get there, and he told the cops, like, yes, I witnessed everything. She was at a red light. She went straight. She wasn't supposed to. She was supposed to turn. Yada, yada, yada. So I'm calling my grandma because she's closest, obviously. My dad lives in Hitchcock. So I called my grandma, and I was like, hey, I just got in this wreck. I was like, can you meet me over here? And I forgot what else I said. So she gets over there, I'm walking around, and she's like, do you want me to call you an ambulance? And I was like, no, I'm okay, I could walk. My knee hurts, but that's about it. I'm good. So then, about 30 minutes passed of her being there with me, and the ambulance showed up. And I was like, you know what? And out of nowhere, like, I got these, oh my God, I don't even know how to explain it, like, these pains in my stomach, like, they were worse than period cramps. And I'm talking to her, I'm like, oh my God, I can't breathe. I was like, it's hard for me to take a deep breath. It's hard for me just to catch my breath in general. And I was like, my stomach hurts, I have these pains. I was like, it's not like a period cramp, it's more than that. And so she was like, okay, she was like, just sit down, calm down, relax. So I did that. Ambulance got there. They were like, so what's going on? I explained what's going on. And they're like, well, when was your last menstrual cycle? And I was like, November 5th. And she was like, so do you have a possibility you might think you're pregnant? And I was like, no, I can't be. I was like, what did I say? I'm asking y'all like y'all know. I was like, no, because I didn't spot. I didn't have morning sickness. I didn't do anything that the pregnant people usually feel. So, and I truly believe in, if you're around another young lady or someone who's on their cycle or, whatever, your period will skip your actual date. So I was like thinking, yes, my period's gonna be late, whatever. Well, they're like, well, we're gonna have to take you to the hospital. And it was me, my boyfriend, and my sister Lauren in the ambulance. And so they're like, we're gonna have to take you to the hospital, this and that. Do you have anyone else coming? And I was like, my mom and my stepdad are literally on the way. And I kid you not, they were in like deep Houston. I like past downtown. And they literally got there as soon as I called them, like, hey, I just got in a wreck. I was like, Lauren looks okay. I asked her if she was okay. I don't really know what's going on with her. I think she's just shocked. And Lauren and Derek, he's very supportive. He was like, everything's gonna be okay. Just relax. Just calm down. He's like, we'll be there in a few minutes. And in my head, I'm like, how are you gonna get here in a few minutes? Well, they literally rushed there. And before the ambulance took us, they showed up. My dad showed up as well, because I needed my insurance card or something for my car, because I forgot to switch it out. You typical girl. And so he shows up as well. So they tell everyone, well, meet us at the hospital. We're gonna take them to the hospital. So, so we go. We're on our way there, and they put Lauren in one room, and then the next door they had in Galveston UTMB, they have these big, like, they have one emergency room, like, where you could fit 2 beds in there. So they put me on one bed, and then they put my boyfriend Christian on the other bed. And so the doctor, I forgot what kind of doctor he was, but he was just like, okay, are you pregnant? This and that, asked me questions. I was like, no, I'm not pregnant. This so happened, whatever, explaining all over again. So then, so they didn't even get like the ultrasound system, whatever, to see if there was a baby in there, nothing. So he was just pushing on my stomach extremely hard. And he was like, well, let us know if you see blood coming out down there or whatever. So I think he kind of knew what was already going on with me. I didn't know. And you're probably thinking, like, how does she not know this and that? I honestly didn't know. And so they took my blood and they sent it off. Maybe an hour later, the same guy came in who was like, did we get her blood results back, whatever? They were like, no, we haven't gotten it back yet. And I was like, well, and so I forgot to tell y'all, when they put me in the emergency room, they put me on the oxygen. They had this thing, the heart thing connected to my heart. They had all this stuff on me. And so I was like, can I go to the restroom? And they were like, yeah, that's fine. I was like, so can you help me unhook unhook something so I can go out to the restroom outside? And they're like, oh, I'm sorry, you have to pee in this pan. They gave me this pink pan. I was like, no thanks, I'm not peeing in there. Yeah. And so I was like, I'll just hold it. Well, the doctor came back in. Please have the pan because I'm about to pee on myself. I was like, I really need to go. I was like, I can't hold it anymore. So she gives me the pan. Mind you, she has the little pregnancy test thing behind me, so I can't see. And so she's like, here you go, whatever. So as soon as I peed and she took the pan, she had already did the test in there. And she put it down. I didn't see nothing in her hand. She put it down and she left the room for about 5 minutes. She came back because she had to close the curtain between us so his family couldn't see, because they had already taken him to do like all the CT scans and everything, and they were like, well, we can't take her because we don't know if she's pregnant. So that comes back, the lady comes back and she shows me, and she's like, literally she's like this, she picks something up and she looks at it and she was like, you're pregnant. And she asked if my boyfriend, she like pointed at the curtain, she was like, and I was like, yes. So then, what? So then, it was about 2 in the morning. The wreck happened at midnight. It was about 2 in the morning when they took me to my room. Before that, my dad came in. They started letting everyone, like family, come in the room. My dad came in, and me and my dad have this relationship to where we can talk shit to each other, like it won't hurt us. And so every time he seen me, he was like, you're pregnant. And I was like, and I'd always say no. Well, this time he walked through the curtains, and he was like, you're pregnant. And I was like, actually this time, yes, I am. And he was just like, and so he was like, he didn't even get mad at me. He was just like, well, I did my 19 years of raising you, now it's your turn to raise your own. And so we were talking, whatever, just laughing off, and then my mom comes in the room. Oh my God. And I'm sure this is not, I'm sure a lot of girls go through this with their parents, especially their mother. My mom was livid. She was like, are you fucking serious? And I started laughing. Like, she made me so nervous, like I couldn't tell her right when she walked in. So my heart thing went off, and the doctor came running in. He was like, are you okay? Are you okay? And like, I was like, yeah, she's just making me nervous. And so she was like, you're fucking lying, this and that. And I was like, no, you can ask the doctor. So I asked the doctor to come back in. And I was like, can you please go look at the test and tell her that I'm pregnant? And he was like, okay, well, let me go look at the test. I'll come back and tell you if I'm pregnant. He comes back in. He says, yes, ma'am, she's pregnant. And she was like, and you could tell she wanted to cry. And she was like, you're playing with me. And he was like, no, ma'am, I'm not playing with you. And I was like, Mom, why would a doctor lie to you? And whenever I told her, I started laughing. She was like, Ashley, I know when you're lying to me because you start laughing. I was like, no, Mom, you're just making me nervous. It's like, I'm actually pregnant. Like, it's not a joke. And she was like, you better not be fucking lying to me. Like, she just thought I was lying to her. And I was like, I'm not lying. And so, are you comfortable? And so she leaves because they were taking my sister Lauren to the room. She was like, well, I'll be in your room later. And she leaves. And so they take me to my room finally. She walks in as soon as I get to the room. She walks in, and it's her and my grandma. They walk in the room. And, I'm laying in the bed, whatever, trying to get comfortable. And she's just sitting in the chair. You could tell she just wants to bust out crying. Well, seeing her like that, yeah, she was disappointed because she wanted better for me, but seeing her like that made me want to cry. So I stayed tough, trying to get comfortable in the bed. Where are you going? And so it was about 4 in the morning, because she's sitting on my bed for 2 hours straight. Well, not 2 hours, but like an hour and a half. She's sitting at the end of the bed, and she starts going like this to my feet, my legs, and she's like, you're gonna have to start making appointments and checking on the baby, make sure you're taking the right medication, make sure you're taking your vitamin pills, your pregnant pills, whatever, and this and that. And I was like, yes, I know. And so, she started talking to me, and she hugged me, and that's when she started crying. I'm about to cry. Ooh-wee. So that's when she started crying, and she was just like, I love you so much. Oh my God. She was like, I love you so much, Ashley. She was like, I know you're going to do great. And she was like, I'm always going to be here for you. And she said, I'm always going to be here for you. It doesn't matter if you need help or not. And so she slowly is starting to get to her that I'm going to have my own kid. She wanted better for me because she had my older brother at a young age. And so, you know, I'm 19. I was 19 when I got pregnant. I had him at 19 in a few months after I turned 20. For the people that said I was too young to have a kid at the age of 19, I was stupid and this and that, I'm not stupid. And I know some people take it as kids are a blessing, some aren't. This one was a blessing because the day Hurricane Harvey hit, my boyfriend's great-grandma had passed away that same day. A month later, my great-grandma passed away. And then a month later, I found out I was pregnant with him. So I forgot what it's called, but it's like the third reborn. So I think of him as that he's a blessing. And yeah, so oh my God, excuse me. So now my mom loves this kid like eternity. Like, I don't even know how to explain her love. When I need her, she's always there for me. So along with my stepdad, all my family members, my dad, Gracie, I love her too. You know, no one thinks of me different, like that I had him to people, that's a young age. To me, it's not a young age. I graduated early. I was in school. I kind of stopped right now, but I'm about to go back. And you know, we live on our own, so you know, I'm not stuck at my parents, like living off of them. Yes, when I need help, they help me, but still, a baby isn't something that you can hurt or just not care about, because they are the biggest blessing you could ever have. And 7 months later, here's this chunky butt. Sebastian, hey, look at the camera. Hey, look. Hi, yeah. Look at the camera. He's in his mood today. But yeah, so that's how I found out I was pregnant. I might put a picture of what my car looked like, because my car was totaled. And so, yeah. But thanks, guys. So I probably said this way too fast, but bear with me, okay? I'm just starting out. But make sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, and yeah. Say bye. Tell them bye. Look, tell them bye. You want to give them a kiss?